I usually pair up about 23rd of January. I pair up 23rd of January because I think it's early enough to pair up. And you know, you put a lot of work on your pigeons if you take 2 or 3 rounds off them. So I like to pair up as we come back from the Blackpool show. I like to pair my stock pigeons up, and I think we get very good results with that. So I don't change anything. I take 3 rounds because, you know, some people want a few youngsters like, and I usually finish up with about 100 young birds, 220 I breed. I have 2 teams, 2 teams of pigeons that we fly in 2 clubs. I probably breed about 60 for the Dunscroft social, and then I breed 60 pigeons or 70 pigeons for the Broadway hotel. Probably finish up with 25 good ones out of them, with it being a limit, you see, in the club. And I do it that way. It's pretty hard work in 2 clubs like, but the quality pigeons and they can handle it. Well, what I do with them when they chip off, I upper feed. I have some vitamins and minerals. I have all them put down, and I like to put little uppers outside when they're ready for eating themselves, so that they don't eat too much wheat stuff and that. And I like to put them on maple peas. And then when you put them on maple peas, it's better for them. It gives them a bit of protein. Because if you don't give them that, and give them a Widowhood mixture, what they do then, they'll just pick the small bits out. Then when you take them down to the racing loft, they can't eat the big ones. So I try to wean these off on maple peas. So I've got little boxes, and I put little troughs in each box, and then I put maple peas in for the youngsters to eat, and I do it that way, and then we take them down to my brothers. So then they will eat anything then, really, once they've mastered that. Well, what I do with my young bird team, I just take the youngsters down actually. From here, as I take them down here, there's some, if I don't like, I will kill. I don't mess about. If I don't like them, I kill them, out of the way. And I select heavily, really. You've got to do with the competition in the club that we're in. It is very hard to keep at the top. You've got men chasing you week in, week out, so you've got to try to make sure you've got quality to compete against these men, because they're very good pigeon men down in the Broadway hotel. You're good men, they work every week, they work hard, and they're chasing you, so you've got to make sure that you've got the best pigeons available from here to go down to my brothers to try to lick these men and beat them. When I start with young bird training, what me and my brother do, I basket train them first. I put them in the basket and try to get them used to drinking water and eating out the basket. Once I've accomplished that, we start about 8 weeks before the first young bird race, which is about the 21st of July. We start 8 weeks before training, and we give them about a 5-mile toss. Then the next day we give them a 10-mile toss, and then we take them to Arworth Pit. We get them to Arworth Pit, then we get them to Bilby, and then we keep them at Bilby for a week, and then we take them to Thoresby Hall. We get them up to Thoresby Hall, then after that we take them to Nottingham, we give them a Leicester. They have at least one Leicester before they go to that race point. And after that we drop them back to Arworth Pit. I believe in our training. I think the basket is the pedigree. I personally don't like making pedigrees out for pigeons, but I always say this: if you've got pigeons and you don't work them, it's the same as any athlete, you'll not win a thing. So it's no use buying pigeons and just sitting in the house and expecting these pigeons to win for you. You've got to put a lot of work in, which we do. Now, if you buy good quality pigeons like these are, or you get these type of pigeons and you give them plenty of good work, these pigeons will win for you, and they'll win for anybody. But they'll not win for people that just want to just buy and just sit in the house. No problem. Up to the first young bird race, we try to get as many youngsters home as we can. We like to send say 40 to the social and 25 in the Broadway, and we try to get 65 back if we can. We hope to get 65 back, then we know once they've got to that first race, then we've got something to work on. If they do the first race, we always say you will get the last race. They'll go to 200. And it's very rare we get pigeons what really don't come from Leicester make it. We always think if they do the first Leicester, we can get Rugby, Banbury, Didcot, Basingstoke, Fareham, and we can work them into athletes then, get them into good racing machines so they know the game and they know the ropes. We're flying the programme. We train every day. Once they've done the Leicester, we take them to Nottingham every day. That's 4 times a week. 5 times a week they go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to Nottingham. And then they're ready for going in the basket Friday night. On a Monday, we keep them on the same food. We knock them down a bit when they come back on a Saturday. We give them a depurative mixture, which I think everybody does really. And keeps them quiet, it knocks them down a bit. Because when you get them psyched up, you've got to try and get them down. There might be, you can probably keep them on form for 4 weeks, but after that you go. So you've got to give them a bit of something to keep them calm. And then after that, we start feeding again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They get the food, we give them full Friday morning and Saturday, and we just keep that procedure up. It's just a standard Widowhood mix what we use. And I like to use a bit of black rape. I think black rape's a good thing for trapping and getting to trapping the shed. My personal opinion, but probably people don't agree with that, but I like black rape. It doesn't fill them up. It just, you can put as much as you want down and it don't fill them. We get fresh water every day, vitamins. We like to give them a bit of canker treatment, cocci treatment, they get that. Not every week, but they do get vitamins and clean water every day. We put the young birds on the darkness system so we can compete at the last races. It is a very, very good system if you want to be for racing and winning. Is a dark system. I think it's a good system for racing young birds because you can get the best out of them. It makes them look older, they're more mature, and then you've got something to work with. The dark pigeons will beat any other pigeon for me. That's my personal opinion. If you want a future with pigeons, I don't think you want to be on the dark light, but that is just my personal opinion. That's just what I personally think myself. But if you want to fly in the competition what we're in, and the standard and quality of the men in that Broadway hotel, you've got to be on dark, because if you're not on the dark, there's nothing for you. You'll not be competitive. Well, we go on it from the day we put them in the shed. They go on it from the day we wean them to the is it 6 weeks or 8 weeks before the young bird race, and we take them off it, which is sometime in June. We keep them on till June, and then we start training then 8 weeks. We just bump then off, keep them on the dark, then off. No messing, straight on and off. We don't mess about like that. We put them on the dark at 4 o'clock, and we take them off it at 9 o'clock. And we keep them on that all the time. We fly them all paired. They go through the procedure of laying, fetching youngsters up, and we fly them all like that. Because if you don't, there's nothing for you. You've got to fly them paired up if you want to be competitive in pigeon racing. I like to select. You've got a really good idea yourself when you look at the birds. You can pick quality, and you've got to try to manipulate them to get the best out of them. And it's very hard to get a pigeon what will come week in, week out for you. Very, very hard. But I don't know whether I'm a lucky person. I don't know. I probably might be to what a lot of people are. But we've won more than a share in selecting, I think. Very good at selecting. I don't think we can grumble on performances, what we've done.